absolutely pouring right now here in Oswego. And the worst of the convection is still about 10-15 miles to my west. And it's coming in towards Oswego right now. It is pouring here. I mean, I have my hood on, I have my hoodie on, because I don't want to get wet. So, and I even have rain boots on. What stinks is I don't have an umbrella for this rain. So yeah, it's coming down. It's really, really coming down right now. You hear that? That's thunder. I'm surprised I didn't see the lightning, because there's a lot of low clouds between the... Oh, shit, it's all mud. Oh, man, I just stepped into a giant mud puddle. Not a puddle, but it's like mud. And yes, there's lightning, too. I just heard the thunder, so yeah. I heard thunder, and when there's thunder, there's got to be lightning, so yeah. It was to my west. Yeah, I'm still hearing it, so it's coming from the west. Let me check the radar one more time. Yeah, we're getting lake effect thunderstorms here in Oswego right now. Also getting big fat drops of rain, so. And these aren't like little drops. I mean, these are big, big drops. I mean, you could see them right now. You could see these big fat drops coming down. And the fact is, this is because of cold air aloft. This is lake effect. What lake effect means is that the air above is colder. So you have cold air above. The lake temperature is warm, 60s. And it's based on and usually it has to be at least a 13 degrees Celsius temperature drop between the surface and 500,000 feet, millibars. So between 500 millibars, between the 500 millibar height and the ground level has to be a 13 degrees Celsius drop, which is approximately 23 or 24 degrees. Normally, that would mean if the lake temperature was 65, which is about correct, the surface temperature, or at 500 millibars, the temperature, if the lake temperature is 65 degrees, at about 5,000 feet, it's supposed to be at about 40, 45 degrees. But at that level, it's actually around freezing, which means it's about 20 degrees Celsius temperature drop. So that's a very, very significant decrease in temperature. So your lapse rates are very steep. That's why you're getting all this convection. Normally, to get lake effect snow, temperature has to be a 13 degrees Celsius difference. Like if it's in the 20s, like say you're looking at 0 Celsius, right? Let's say the lake temperature is 0, right? Or 5,000 feet at 0. Lake temperature would have to be about 13 degrees Celsius, which is in the mid-50s. However, the lake temperature is in the mid-60s. So that is not a 13 degrees Celsius temperature drop. That is almost a 20 degrees Celsius temperature drop. And when I mean 20 degrees Celsius, I'm talking about like when you multiply just 20 times 1.8. 20 times 1.8 would be about 30, 35, 36 degrees Celsius. But to get lake effect, you only need, think about 13 times 2, but take away a few, about 24 degree temperature drop. But we're talking about a 30-something degree temperature drop. And that even 13 degrees, that's for significant lake effect. Even 10 degrees lake effect difference in temperature can bring you several feet of snow. There's been, in fact, one of the biggest lake effect snows that Oswego has ever seen, Buffalo. The difference between the Lake Erie and 500 millibar temps was only 10 or 11 degrees Celsius. So your lapse rates are more than steep enough for significant lake effect precipitation. Very, very convective, and that's why we're getting thunderstorms. Even some hailers. There's even been hail with some of the more impressive convection. I'm actually checking the radar right now because there's some very intense convection coming in. Yep, it's starting to pick up right now. Yep, I think we're still on the edge of it, but it should be coming in. We had light orange, but stuff is red on radar. So yeah, very impressive convection coming in. To get really... We're about to get some very impressive convection here in Oswego. About 5 minutes. 5 minutes, like in... So I'm not going to go away from the video for the next 5 minutes. Next 5 minutes, it is going to start pouring here. And already it's starting. It's already starting to get heavy. We kind of were in a lull. Like, even though it was raining, we were actually in a lull. Right now, it's raining pretty heavy clip right now. Lake effect rain is very unusual. It's not rare, it's not unheard of, but it's very unusual. Normally what we get here is lake effect snow, but this is lake effect rain. And lake effect is a convective, it's convection because of lapse rates. Lake effect is both a day and a night thing. It's not just during the day. In fact, you might actually be getting more lake effect during the night because that's when your temperature differential is steeper. Because the temperature of the lake doesn't really cool down. The air temperature, because of radiational cooling, cools down quicker. So you're having steeper lapse rates during the night because your surface temperatures cool down quicker. So your lapse rates are even steeper now than during the day. Yeah, it's getting heavy. But this is not the heaviest of it. I mean, it's still coming in. Yep, it's getting a little heavier now. I think right around the 10-minute mark is when we should be in the thick of it. Or like on the edge. Now the temperatures are in the 50s. I would say low 50s right now. Upper 40s, low 50s. Because I'm getting a lot of steam coming out. Yeah, see, that's from my breath. And it's pretty darn humid out right now, too. So. If this was like a month from now, this was like a month later or just a couple weeks, we would be talking about snow right now. Because I looked at the models just looking a few weeks ahead, and they're forecasting snow. Now it's pretty heavy. I think we're about to get into the thick of it. Yep. Next minute or two should be really coming down. Oh man, it is pouring. It is absolutely pouring right now here in Oswego. I'm going to check the radar now because I think we're in the thick of it right now. Let me just check the radar quickly. Well, great news. The cell kind of fell apart, so I'm ending the stream now.